I remembered reading somewhere that back in the early 1900s, when aerodynamics was just being born, or whatever, being developed, that they had done all these studies with bumblebees, and based on the size of the bumblebees' bodies and the fragility and the size of their wings, they decided that bumblebees aren't supposed to be able to fly, and they break the laws of aerodynamics. And I thought, wow, that's great. Bumblebees fly. They break all the rules because they want to fly so much, and they have this love of flowers and love of honey in their hearts so big that they just gotta fly. And so I put that in the song. And the first time I performed it and mentioned that was in Cambridge, which is sort of like a nesting ground for eggheads. And this guy in the audience just blurted out, no, those initial studies were done with improperly made models. Bumblebees can fly, the song is invalid. Is asking audiences for alternate endings for the song. And I thought I'd give you some that I've gotten a lot, but I'll give you just like the highlights of them. The first one I ever got was at Folk City in New York, and this man came up to me and he said, don't sing Who Expected Bumblebees Could Fly, sing Who Suspected Mata Hari Was a Spy. Well, thank you, it rhymes, that's good. So, then I was up in Rochester, New York, and this guy didn't even wait for an intermission. He just blurted out, who suspected Boy George was a guy? Yeah, that's really sweet. That's nice. Then I was in Philadelphia. This man came up to me. He said, you know, I'm a science teacher, and did you know that there are little microscopic animals called mites that like eyelashes, especially women, because they love mascara? And I said, gee, I didn't know that, but I was just talking about that the other day with my girlfriend. He said, no. Who suspected mites lived in your eye? I said, oh, okay. Then, up at RPI, another egghead school up in Troy, New York, this guy said, he'd worked the sound for 3 nights when I played up there, and after the 3rd night, he goes, I've got the ending for the song. Look no further. I said, well, what is it? He said, don't sing Who Expected Bumblebees Could Fly, sing Who Suspected Spam Could Taste Like Meat. For a while. Well, I forget where this one came from. This is very recent. This guy said, he said, there's this new operation for people who are trying to lose weight who don't want to do it the normal way. He said, so you could say, who suspected they could suck fat from your thigh? That is a romantic notion, isn't it? But I was just down up in Washington, D.C., and there they said, who suspected Reagan wouldn't die? During the intermission, if you have anything that, especially that has any kind of local flavor to it, that would, but that song was about the same guy that Camping was about, and I'll do one more song about him, and then we'll just get on with the rest of the night. But this is a new song. I hope I remember all the words. But unfortunately, in relationships, you know, it's like the fantasy of them is never lasts that long, and the reality of things start to drag everything down. Anyway, that's what... The reality of me cannot compete with the dreams you have of her. And the love you've given me is not as sweet as the feelings that she stirs. And so you turn away and you say that you're sorry, but you must pursue this dream, this improbable dream. Though things have not been bad, you can say that you've had quite as good a time as it first seemed. The reality of me is not what you write love songs about. You'd rather be longing from afar. You're not as comfortable with love as you are without, and she's 1,000 miles gone. And that's fine, cause you're fond of the shimmer that distance lends to these things. And tonight when you sleep, you keep dreaming of the love and the happiness you're so sure she will bring. The reality of me is probably much like the reality of her. And by the time you find this out, let's just hope I recovered from the hurt. 'Cause if I get a call that you're all by yourself and you're longing for the love that we once knew, oh, what would I do with the reality of you? If I get a call that you're all by yourself and you're longing for the love that we once knew, oh, what would I do with the reality